All right, it is 1:09 on Wednesday, December the 13th. I'm now ready to call this December 13th, 2023 meeting of the Kentucky Opioid Abatement Advisory Commission to order. I'll begin with calling the roll. State Treasurer Allison Ball or her designee.
Brittany Worker here.
Ms. Brittany Walker, thank you for being here. Representative Danny Bentley. Mr. Vic Brown. Ms. Karen Butcher.
Here.
Mr. Carlos Cameron. Here. Dr. Patricia Freeman.
Here.
Secretary Eric Friedlander or his designee, Dr. Alan Bretzel.
Alan Bretzel, designee here.
Executive Director Van Ingram.
Here.
Ms. Mon Purdy.
Here.
Dr. Jason Root. Here. We have a quorum. If everybody has had an opportunity to review their agenda, I'd now entertain a motion to adopt it.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Today's agenda is adopted. Now move into a recitation of the business schedule as it has been set for the first 6 months of 2024. All meetings of the Kentucky Opioid Abatement Advisory Commission occur at the Capitol Complex East, which has an address, 1024 Capitol Center Drive, Suite 200, Frankfort, Kentucky 40601. All meetings occur at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Following dates have been set for the first 6 months of 2024. January 9, February 13th, March the 12th, April 9th, May 14th, July 11th. Members will now take a moment to review the minutes from the November 14, 2023 business meeting to ensure their accuracy and completeness. Once reviewed, at whatever point in time a member is so satisfied, I entertain a motion to adopt the minutes.
I move that we adopt these minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Minutes are adopted. At this time, we have arrived at the point in time for subcommittee breakouts. We will recall that in order to move into subcommittee breakouts, we have to make a motion to adjourn. And once the subcommittees complete any business that they have before them, we'll entertain a motion to reconvene. So at this time, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn for subcommittee breakouts.
I move that we adjourn for subcommittee breakouts.
Is there a second?
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, subcommittees will adjourn to their rooms, take up any business that they may have. And then once everybody is finished, we'll entertain a motion to reconvene. Reconvene to formal business. I'll make the motion.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, we are reconvened. Are there any reports from the subcommittees starting with treatment and recovery?
The only thing we have to report, sir, is we're going to attempt to have a grant review meeting on January the 30th at 10 a.m. here in this building. That would be our first one of the 2024 cycle.
Is there a motion to approve the meeting date of January 30 at 10 a.m. at 1024 Capitol Center Drive, Suite 200, Frankfort, Kentucky 40601 of the Treatment and Recovery Subcommittee?
I would make that motion, sir.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That date is formally set. Anything else, sir?
No, sir.
Is there a report from the Prevention, Reform and Compliance Subcommittee?
What we have to report is we're gonna have a meeting as well, January 29th.
What?
10 a.m., 12 noon, here in this building,
This
to review, applications for treatment. I mean, prevention. Reform and compliance.
You can review ours if you want.
All right. So as I understand it, the Prevention, Reform and Compliance Subcommittee is requesting to meet on January 29 from 10 till noon for purposes of application review at 1024 Capitol Center Drive, Suite 200, Bradford, Kentucky 40601. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is there a motion to approve that date, time, and location?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that meeting date is formally set. This time, we move to the executive director's update. I really don't have anything substantively to bring to the table this afternoon, but as we are sitting here at the last meeting of this calendar year, I just kindly want to review where we have been, where we are, and give the necessary acknowledgements to everybody who is sitting around this table. This commission had its very first business meeting on July the 12th, 2022. We had an online portal along with an application activated formally on October 17, 2022, just a little over 3 months after that initial meeting. The commission made its first announcement of funding awards for the priorities set forth in Senate Bill 90 in January of 23. We had our second round of award announcements on April 27, 2023, whereby we funded 24 community-based grassroots organizations with over $8 million in grant funding. We had our third announcement on October 2nd, 2023, which we announced almost $14 million more in additional funds for grassroots community-based organizations. This work involved every single person who's involved in this commission, subcommittee members, subcommittee chairs, staff in the form of Ms. Shavies, Mr. Hornbuckle, Ms. Telfair, members of the Office of Attorney General in the form of Ms. Stacy Woodrum, Mr. Big Maddox, Mr. Blake Christopher, and the communications team, Ms. Shelley May and her predecessor. It has been a team effort from beginning to end to get $32,489,428 out the door to 59 organizations providing prevention, treatment, and recovery services throughout all 120 counties of this state. And for those states that have a commission-based process for the distribution of its opioid funds, we have been among the first and certainly the fastest to make the sort of progress that has just been recounted here this afternoon. At a time when there is a tremendous amount of cynicism and lack of confidence within the general public toward anything and everything the government is involved in, let this commission be a bright shining light against the darkness of that cynicism for the tremendous work that has been done by dedicated public servants, every one of you, almost all of whom have given freely of their time and energy, not just to make sure that we delivered the funds, but before that, helping facilitate 11 town halls in which we heard from thousands of Kentuckians about the devastating consequences of this epidemic as it has played out over 26 years. Thanks to each of you from me for everything that you have done to make this commission perform well and acquit itself with accessibility, transparency, and accountability as promised to the citizens of Kentucky. And with that, I wish you all a happy holiday and a happy new year. The incoming Attorney General-elect Russell Coleman will make decisions regarding his designee to lead this commission as well as its priorities in the coming days and weeks. And however priorities are scheduled and determined, this commission will be in utmost capable hands with the transition that is about to occur. So with that, we have come to the section of the meeting related to public comments and remarks. We have 4 individuals who have signed up. I'm going to read them in order of priority and would ask that everybody be mindful of time and make sure that your comments are substantive, that you say what you want to say, but that you do so efficiently. So let me begin by calling Mr. Jim Kleins. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So I am coming from the private sector. I'm a private practice owner in mental health in Louisville, Kentucky. And I just wanted to share a story. As a clinician, I'm a receptacle of stories, and I am a teller of stories. And this story doesn't come from the clinical room. It comes from about 20 years ago. Some of you may know the name John Walsh. John has been a champion of addiction and recovery in Louisville. He ran the Morton Center for 30 years. And he sat at lunch one day, and this was when I was new to the field before I had much experience in working with addictions. And he said, you know, Louisville is a great place for recovery. It's not the greatest for treatment, but that would be Minnesota. He said, Louisville's a great place for hand surgery, you know, Coots and Kleiner, because they have a world-renowned center here. People come from all over, and because of that, more people get hand surgery. Then he said, Minnesota is the place for treatment because they've invested and they have the Johnson model, the Minnesota model, and they researched it. And people go from all over to get treatment there. And he said, in Kentucky or Louisville or all of it, we aren't necessarily, this was 20 years ago, considered a world-renowned place for addiction for treatment. And things have changed since then, but as this commission considers Abatement as one of its many things to consider, it occurred to me when I was at the summit last week for Abatement that right now the eyes of the world and this nation are waiting to see what this commission will do with regard to that. And so it's an opportunity, as you all consider that vote, to consider not just the research into Abatement, but that what that could do to draw not just attention, but world-class opioid addiction treatment because of the innovative nature. Now, I could speak to the effects of Abatement. I could talk about the overall obligation that we have. Some have spoken very eloquently about those things. We could talk about the poetic justice of taking pharma money and putting it into helping people. But as a business person in this state, I think about attracting quality businesses, public sector and private sector, treatment clinicians who can come in and literally help save lives. I know Abatement is, you know, the new kid on the block or whatever it is, but it has so much promise, and it certainly deserves to be researched somewhere for its effectiveness, its safety, and its healing potential. So that's my story. I just wanted to share with you all today, and I am so impressed and honored to be here with this commission. So
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Henry Lucas.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Henry Lucas. First, I'm going to start off by saying thank you to the commission for awarding the Kentucky Harm Reduction Coalition earlier this year with some grant funding that we've been able to help a lot of people with. So we're really grateful for that, and it's really helped our organization launch into a domain that without that funding we wouldn't have been able to do. So it's really helped us grow as an organization. So thank you for that, for being deliberate and being intentional about, you know, going through the paperwork and reading each word and reading each line and making sure, you know, in your hearts individually and collectively that it's a good cause and that the funding is going to a good place. So thank you for all your work for that. I come here today on behalf of a lot of groups as a treatment provider, as a licensed clinician, as a psychedelic assisted psychotherapist, as a father, a husband, as a person in long-term recovery who will have 15 years of recovery next Friday, December 22nd. I was 14 years old the first time I injected OxyContin. It was put in a cup of coffee for some reason. And it's still to this day is probably the best cup of coffee that I've ever had. And I sort of jokingly say that opioids has taken thousands and thousands of people from me. And that's not any exaggeration. I lost my sister to an opioid overdose in 2010. My nephew and niece, they were 5 and 3 at the time. And they've been impacted by that. Right. And so, you know, desperate times call for desperate measures, and all of these parts that I think I represent, I do represent. And I believe in the healing power of psychedelics, and particularly with Abatement. And anything that I can do, anything that Kentucky Harm Reduction Coalition can do, and the thousands of other partners and contacts we have throughout the state to make this work, we will make it work. And, I'll just speak, I'm very skeptical, of, who's gonna be in charge of that when it comes to fruition. So I think it's important for us to also have, in-state providers and representatives that are vetting, these practices, vetting these organizations that are coming into our state. So this is, not the last time that you will see me. This is called a manifestation. We will be providing Ibogaine treatment in the state of Kentucky to eradicate opioid use disorder and to restore us to our spiritual core and to a state of beauty and a community that really love and are helping each other. So that's the state that I want to live in.
Thank you.
Mr. Ed Roberson.
First of all, I want to thank you for allowing me to be here. I want to laugh a little bit because I apologize. He thought it was a sign-in sheet, but it's okay. It gives me the opportunity to introduce myself. Well, first of all, congratulations, 15 years in a huge deal. It's a very big deal. Again, my name is Edmund Roberts. I'm here with my director, Erica, as well, from Shelbyville Comprehensive Treatment Center. We got to come last month. It's the first time, was last month we got to see this. So first of all, thank you for allowing us to be here. We appreciate to see how much conversation actually goes around it. Because when you're in the centers and you're working with the people every day, I can tell you firsthand that they don't always understand or believe that someone has their backs. And so to be able to talk to some of my patients, with my counselor as well, to be able to speak to some of my patients and explain to them that there is huge conversation going around it. It's going to be a big deal for us. Being one of the smaller centers, we, obviously we get a chance to get a little bit more personal with some of our patients and see what's going on in our lives. And so, trust me when I tell you that it's a huge conversation and they want to know that somebody cares for them. So we appreciate that and thank you for allowing us to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Erica Kaplinger, if you thought this was a sign-up sheet, you need not speak.
I was fallen side.
No wish to speak.
No.
Is there anybody who did not sign up who wishes to speak to the commission? Right. There are no further public comments or remarks. We'll now move into updates and announcements. We'll start down here with Secretary Friedlander. Do you have any updates or announcements, sir?
Do not. I do want to thank you for your leadership on this commission to this point. I commend you on the job that you have done. And particularly the harm reduction folks who are here and speaking with you all. The work that this commission has done in getting funding out to the small community organizations has and will continue to make a difference. And I just want to thank you for your focus there.
Thank you. Thank you. Executive Director Ingram.
Yeah, just to indulge me for just a second, Director Hubbard, as we close out 2024, I've been involved in lots of groups and done lots of things since I've been in Frankfurt. None I've enjoyed more than this collaboration. I've mentioned before to Dr. Roop and Karen and Dr. Freeman, we come from very different places in our journey to get here. But we come down and we get to a consensus every time we meet. It's not always easy to get there, Karen, but we get there. And I've really enjoyed the give and take of this process. Really enjoyed the staff here. They've just been extremely responsive. Just proud of the work that we've done since June of 2022 and still honored to be a part of this commission. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Roop.
So I'll just kind of echo what my two peers have shared. First of all, Mr. Hubbard, thank you so very much for your stellar leadership of this commission. You have led with integrity, with enthusiasm, and with sincere compassion. And so you've been able to galvanize and to represent a response, a compassionate response to the landscape that we're all engaged in. And to my colleagues on this commission, I feel like we have gelled. in a lot of ways. We don't agree on everything, but we are bound together by strong bonds of love and to serve the least of these. And so it's an honor for me, someone who is 17 years in active addiction, been arrested more times than that. Been to a homeless shelter, then to be invited to this table is nothing short of miraculous. And congratulations on 15 years. I applaud that effort, and I also harmonize with the spirit with which you've delivered that we have a great opportunity in the Commonwealth of Kentucky to set the landmark for how we can best move forward in a collaborative spirit of holistic freedom, recovery, life, and purpose. I'm looking forward to the future. This is not the end of anything, just a calendar year. We're going to carry on, and we will achieve what we've set out to achieve.
Ms. Butcher.
I wrote all of that. Well, thank you for that delivery. Now I'll add my personal comment in addition. You know I love you. And all of you, I agree that we have not always agreed on things, and that's okay. I mean, good grief, if we did, there'd be something wrong here. A couple of things I wanted to say. One is, there was a show, I did not get to see it, but should be, you could see it tomorrow. On the Today Show, there was something featured about Abatement. And two of my people who love me and know that I'm all over that said, hey, look at the Today Show. Well, I wasn't even up out of bed yet. So I'm hoping that I get to see that tomorrow. The other thing is Dr. Freeman told us about a conference held in LaGrange, Kentucky. I think it was at last session, and it was held on November 30th. I went. I was blown away by the support for Abatement in Kentucky. I met a couple people, invited them to come here today, and I do appreciate you all coming here. But I really was blown away with the people who even came from outside of Kentucky, many of whom, the people who spoke, many of whom came to our public hearing when we had testimony and when the medical people spoke. So I'm still excited about that. And I think we have given Kentucky a great opportunity to look further into that. And happy holidays.
Staff, Ms. Telfair,
I have nothing. Thank you.
Ms. Shapies.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Ms. Purdy.
I just want to say, I can't put into words what you all just said, but I have always been very honored, not coming from this work, to be in a room with the many of you who are doctors who have been doing this work way before I knew much about the purpose, but to be a part of this group is really an honor, a tremendous honor for me. Will be one of my top honors in my lifetime, I suppose. I think it will be, because I'm honored to do some work that can really, really make a difference. And it's important to me to learn from you all, continue to learn from you all, and do what we can do for the Commonwealth and our people who deserve support and assistance in the various ways we decide. So it is a great honor to be in this room and to learn and to move forward. And with Brian, it has been an honor to get to know you. And I know our days are not finished. We will continue our journey in one way or the other. So it's been an honor to be under your leadership and learn from you as well. So thank you all. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you all.
Thank you. Mr. Cameron.
I gotta go after her.
So my joke has always been, and I appreciate you all allowing me to be a part of it, even though I'm a non-voting member. But I have a voice, and I was with Operation Unite for 9 years and worked in the education department and seen a lot of heartbroken children. So of course, prevention has always been my mission in life, and to see what we've been doing here with everything together has just been very heartwarming. And so now in the position I'm in with Congressman Rogers at the federal level, we're able to look and try to see how we can help and assist at the federal level by seeing what's happened at the state level. And yesterday, I don't know if y'all saw it or not, we had a bipartisan bill that passed, and it was the Support for Patients and Communities Reauthorization Act. A lot of great things in there. Secretary Friedlander was talking about neonatal issues and things of that nature. But one of the things that we're very proud of is the STAR program. And the STAR program is a loan repayment program expanded for 5 more years. It increases authorized amounts from 25 million to 40 million, allow more treatment professionals to participate in this program. So college students that are going into that world can get their tuition paid if they go into treatment, which is what we need more of.
Yeah.
So we're very proud of that. Hopefully that goes on to the Senate, gets passed, signed by the president, ramps that money up. And that just kind of complements what we're trying to do at the state level with this commission. So
What bill?
Glad.
numbers?
it was the big bill is the support for patients and communities reauthorization. And there's multiple facets of that bill, but it's all on a lot of, it's big. But it's bipartisan and passed, so that gives us some hope that it goes to the Senate and passes, the president signs it, and we get something accomplished before Christmas. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody.
Well, I know as an Eastern Kentuckian, Treasurer Ball is from an area that has been deeply affected by the opioid epidemic. And so I know for a fact that it's been a very deep honor for her to sit on this commission, that she has been proud of the work you all have done and that she's been grateful for you, Brian, and your leadership. So thank you.
Dr. Freeman.
Thank you. I was a latecomer to the commission and only joined in July. And so it's been an honor to have served so far this year. And I look forward to working with everyone in 2024 to continue the good work that has been done. And I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday.
Thank you. I will exercise the chair's privilege to have the last statement before we adjourn. First of all, with respect to all the comments related to Abatement, Attorney General-elect Russell Coleman has sent a letter which has been distributed to all commission members requesting that no further action be taken until such time as he and his administration have assumed office and have had an opportunity to be fully briefed, and therefore make subsequent decisions related to the nature of the initiative moving forward. A response has been tendered to Attorney General-elect by me that has also been distributed to you all, which acknowledges the letter and enthusiastically meets the request to delay any further action until such time as he and his team receive all of the information that they need or want related to the initiative so that decisions can be made as to what its future shall be. In terms of comments delivered by all of you colleagues about the commission, as well as the way in which it has been led, I want to assure everyone around in this room that I am made of the lowliest clay, and anything that you see that is hopeful or positive or bright and constructive is the result of grace given to me by my Creator, who shows it to me despite who I am on a daily basis. And it has been a tremendous privilege and blessing to serve the Commonwealth alongside y'all. And I would like to finally thank my dear friend and wonderful public servant, Daniel Cameron, for the fabulous opportunity he has given me to be his designee in this role. And without any further delay, I now entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
There's a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.